Have you ever met someone who completely changed the course of your life without even meaning to? Well, stay with me till the end of this story, because this one will touch your heart and maybe even make you believe in second chances. And if you do feel something, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this story with someone who still believes in kindness and fate. It all began on a rainy Tuesday afternoon. Mark Voss, a single father in his early 40s, sat by the kitchen table of his small two-bedroom house, sipping lukewarm coffee and staring at the room for rent sign taped to the door. Life hadn't been kind to him lately. After losing his wife 3 years ago, he was raising his teenage daughter, Emily, alone. Money was tight, bills piled up, and his small mechanic shop barely kept them afloat. Emily's college dreams were fading because every dollar was stretched thin. He'd posted that room for rent sign hoping to bring in a little extra income, just enough to help pay for Emily's school fees and groceries. He wasn't expecting much, maybe a quiet tenant, someone who'd mind their own business. But life has its own way of surprising us. That evening, the doorbell rang. When Mark opened the door, he was met with the sight of a young woman standing in the rain, suitcase in hand, her white dress slightly damp but her expression composed. Her name was Lily. She looked no older than 21, and her soft voice trembled as she asked, "Is the room still available?" Mark nodded, a little caught off guard by her elegance. Her clothes were simple, yet something about her presence, the calm confidence, the way she carried herself, hinted she wasn't an ordinary college student. She explained that she was starting her final year at the local university and needed a place close to campus. Mark showed her the small upstairs room. She looked around, smiled, and said, "I'll take it." And just like that, Lily became part of their small household. At first, she was quiet, polite, always paying rent on time, and never causing trouble. Emily adored her instantly. They studied together, baked cookies on weekends, and filled the house with laughter that Mark hadn't heard in years. Slowly, that heavy silence that had lived in their home since his wife's death began to fade, but Mark couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to Lily than she let on. Her phone calls were always private, her clothes though modest seemed expensive, and sometimes he'd catch her looking at their old family photos with a soft sadness in her eyes. One evening, Mark came home to find Lily cooking dinner. The aroma of fresh pasta filled the house. She turned, smiling, and said, "You've been working too hard, Mark. Sit down." That night, they shared stories about his struggles raising Emily, about Lily's dreams of becoming independent, of wanting to live like a normal person, free from the shadow of wealth. She didn't reveal everything, but her words carried weight as if she knew what it meant to lose people and start over. Days turned into weeks, and Lily became more like family. She helped fix the roof, drove Emily to school when Mark was busy, and even helped him redesign his business website. Slowly, his small repair shop began attracting new customers. It was as though luck had walked through his door the day Lily moved in. Then one afternoon, everything changed. A sleek black car pulled up outside their house. Two men in suits stepped out, and Lily froze at the window. Mark noticed her pale face. "Who are they?" he asked. She took a deep breath. "They're from my father's company." The truth spilled out. Lily wasn't just a college student. She was the daughter of Richard Kingston, one of the most powerful billionaires in the country. She had run away months ago, desperate to live a life that wasn't dictated by money or bodyguards or arranged business meetings. She just wanted to feel normal, to live like everyone else. For once, Mark stood speechless. He couldn't believe the girl who had scrubbed dishes beside his daughter, shared late-night stories, and helped him fix his old truck was a billionaire's daughter. But instead of anger or judgment, all he felt was admiration. She had chosen simplicity over privilege, kindness over comfort. Lily apologized for hiding the truth, but Mark smiled. "You never lied about who you are," he said softly. "You just showed us who you really are." A few days later, Lily's father came himself, a man used to commanding boardrooms, but now humbled by his daughter's quiet strength. He saw how Mark treated her, not as a billionaire's child, but as family. After a long conversation, Richard Kingston offered to invest in Mark's repair shop, not out of pity, but respect. "You gave my daughter what money never could, a home," he said. Months passed, and life transformed. Mark's small business became a thriving auto service center, employing local workers and even sponsoring Emily's education. Lily, meanwhile, finished college but still visited often, sometimes helping out at the shop, sometimes just sitting with Mark and Emily for dinner, laughing like the family they had become, and though Mark never said it aloud, deep down he knew Lily had done something extraordinary. She had mended not just his finances, but his heart. By the end, this wasn't a story about wealth or class. It was about kindness, healing, and the invisible ways we touch each other's lives. Because sometimes, the people who walk into your life unexpectedly are the ones who help you find yourself again. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that love, hope, and second chances still exist, please like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a little faith in humanity today. Because you never know whose life you might change with just one small act of kindness.